Assalamu alaikum class. Uh, this is our third lecture. In last lecture we discussed about the environmental and environmental science. We also discuss some kind of history, like where environmental topic basically start. Like we discuss about the Rachel Carrison and his book about Silent Spring, and there are some other authors who wrote about the environmental. After that we study about the why to study environmental science. There was a 2 points in which. Okay, after that we study about the sustainable development and sustainability. Both have some kind of difference. After that we discuss about the difference between natural and anthropogenic activities, like in which take the example of disaster, natural disaster versus man-made disaster. After that we discuss about the pollutions and pollution types, and their sources and their effects on multiple factors, like how the pollution effect on environment, human health, global warming, ozone layer, and land. Today our topic is about environmental laws. Environmental laws or environmental natural resource law is a collective term describing the network of traits, status, regulations, common and laws addressing the effect of human activity on the natural environment. The broad category of environmental law may be broken down into a number of more specific regulatory subjects. There are multiple categories about different kind of laws which are currently following in different kind of organizations of Pakistan. We will discuss in next slide. Okay, before that, there is about a definition of environmental impact assessment. Environmental impact assessment is the assessment of the environmental consequences, positive or negative, of a plan, policy, program, or constraint project to the decision to move forward with a proposed action. In this context, the term environmental impact assessment is usually used when applied to constraint project by individual or companies, and the term strategic environment assessment applies to policy plans and program most often proposed by organizers of the state. Okay, move further and discuss about the some environmental laws. Okay, like if first one is contaminant cleanup. Well, in which environmental cleanup laws govern the removal of pollution or contaminants from environmental media such as soil, surface water, or groundwater. Unlike pollution control laws, cleanup laws are designed to respond after the fact to environmental contamination. Mm, but it must often define not only the necessary response action but also the parties who may be responsible for undertaking or paying such actions. Regulatory requirements may include rules for emergency response, liability allocation, site assessment, feasibility studies, remedial action, post remedial monitoring, and site reuse. Next is chemical safety. Chemical safety laws govern the use of chemical in human activities, particularly man-made chemical in modern industrial application. As constructed with the media-oriented environmental laws like air and water quality laws, Control laws seek to manage the potential pollutants themselves. Regulatory effects include banning specific chemical constituents in consumer products and regulating pesticides. Okay, next is water resource. Water resource laws govern the ownership and use of water resource, including surface water and groundwater. Regulatory areas may include water conservation, use restrictions, and ownership regimes, in which like some water quality laws such as drinking water regulations may be designed solely with reference to human health. Many other including restriction on the alteration of the chemical, physical, radiological, and biological characteristic of water resource. It may also reflect effect efforts to protect aquatic ecosystem more broadly. Regulatory efforts may include identify and categorizing water pollutants, pollutions, acceptable pollutants, water resource, and limiting limited. Regulatory areas include sewage treatment and disposal, industrial and agriculture wastewater management, and control of surface runoff from construction sites and urban environments, like especially in urban and rural, both in both areas our water quality is really matter, because it really affect it directly or indirectly in terms of both. It really affect on human health. Okay, next is mineral resource. Mineral resource laws cover several basic topics, including ownership of the mineral resource and who can work them. Mining is also affected by various regulations regarding the health and safety of miners, as well as the environment impact of the mining. Next is forest resource. Forestry laws govern activities is designed forest land, most commonly with respect to forest management and timber harvesting. These laws may regulate forest land acquisition, prescribed burn practice. Forest management laws generally adopt management policies such as multiple use and sustained yield, by which public forest resources are to be managed. Government agencies are generally responsible for planning and implementing forestry laws on public forest land, and may be involved in forest inventory, planning and conservation, and oversight of timber sales. Broader initiatives may seek to slow or reverse deforestation. Next is wildlife and plants, uh, in which wildlife laws govern the potential impact of human activity on wild animals, whether directly or individual or population, or indirectly via habit degradation. Similarly, laws may operate to protect plant species. Such laws may be enacted entirely to protect biodiversity, or as a means for protecting species deemed important for other reason. Regulatory efforts may including the creation of special conservation status, prohibition on killing, harming, or disturbing protected species, efforts to induce and spores Sport species recovery, establishment of wildlife to sport conservation, and provision on tracking in species or animal parts to combat poaching. Okay, next is about air quality. Air quality laws govern the emission of pollutants into Earth atmosphere. A specialized subset of air quality laws regulate the quality of air inside buildings. Air quality laws are often designed specifically to protect human health by eliminating airborne pollutant concentrations. Other initiatives are designed to address broader ecologically problems such as limitation on chemical that affect the ozone layer and emission trading program to address acid rain or climate change. Regulatory efforts include identifying and categorizing air pollutants, setting limits on acceptable emission levels, and indicating necessary or appropriate mitigation technologies. Okay, next is about waste management. Waste management laws govern the transport, treatment, storage, and disposal of all manner of waste, including municipal solid waste, nuclear waste, among many other types. Waste laws are generally designed to minimize or eliminate the uncontrolled dispersal of waste materials into the environment in a manner that may cause ecologically or biologically harm, and include laws designed to reduce the generation of waste and promote or mandate waste recycling. Regulatory effects include identify and categorizing waste type of mandating transport, treatment, storage, and disposable practices. In last one, fish and game. Fish and game laws regulate the right to pursue and take or kill certain kinds of fish and wild animals. Such laws may be restrict the days to harvest fish or game, the number of animals caught by person, the species harvested, or the weapons or fishing gear used. Such laws may seek to balance dueling needs for preservation and harvest and to manage both environment and population of fish and game. Game laws game laws can provide a legal structure to collect license fee and other money which is used to fund conservation's effort as well as to obtain harvest information used in wildlife management practices. These are some laws about regarding environmental laws. Okay, move forward further. Next is about environmental product declaration. Environmental product declaration is an ISO standardized and LCA based tools to communicate the environmental performance of a product or a system. EPDDs are the based on life cycle assessment. It includes information about the environmental impact associated with a product or service such as raw material acquisition, energy use and efficiency, content of materials and chemical substances, emission to air, soil and water, and waste generation. It also includes product and company information. To be comparable, EPDs need to be conducted using a common methodology to control the calculation and data collection detail requirement for each product group are developed. Product category rules these are developed by organization like IBU and the Green Standard and others. Uh, EPDs can reflect the continuous environmental improvement of products over time and are able to communicate and add up relevant environmental information along a product value or supply chain. ATPs also add new market dimension to inform about environmental performance of products and service. Comparability and credibility. Internally, you can use information gained from the EPD to select eco design options. That was about environmental product declarations. Okay, after that, what are IEE and EIA and concept of IEE and EIA? Okay, first is EA, environmental assessment. Environmental assessment is the assessment of the environmental consequences, positive, negative of plan, policy, program, or constraint project prior to the decision or to move forward with the proposed action. In the contents, the term environmental impact assessment is usually used when applied to constraint projects by individual or companies, and the term strategic environmental assessment applies to policy plans and programs, most often proposed by organizations of states. Environmental assessment may be governed by the rules of administrative procedure regarding public participation and documentation of decision making and may be subject to judicial review. The purpose of this assessment is to ensure that the decision makers consider the environmental impact when deciding whether or not to proceed with a project. Like they can identify that if they proceed this project, it will harm the environment or not. Okay, move forward. Next topic is about last one is about environmental law implementation of this laws and penalties. Okay, environmental protection order, where the federal agency or provincial agencies satisfy that the discharge or emission of any effluent, waste, air pollutants, or noise, or the disposal of waste, or the handling of hazardous substance or any other act or emission is likely to occur or is occurring or has occurred in violation of provision of this act, rules or regulation, or of the condition of a license, and is likely to cause or is causing or has caused an adverse environmental effect. The federal agency or as the cause may be the provincial agency may, after giving to the person responsibility for such discharge, emission, disposable, handling act or omission, an opportunity of being heard by order direct such person to take such measures about that the federal agency or provincial agency may consider necessary with, within such period as may be specified in the order, in particularly and without prejudice to the generality of foregoing power. Such measure may include Pakistan Environmental Protection Act 1997, in which about like immediate stoppage, preventing listening or controlling the discharge, emission, disposable, handling act or omission, or to minimize or remedy the adverse environmental effect, installation, replacement, or alternation of any equipment or thing to eliminate, control, or abate on a permanent or temporary basis, such as discharge, omission, disposal, handling, action to remove or otherwise dispose of other effluent, waste, air pollution, air pollutant, noise, or any other substance. Okay, these are some laws which is under about Pakistan Environmental Protection Act 1997. After that, there is some penalties as well, uh, like whoever to fail the comply these provision sections, in which like whoever uh, fails to comply with the provision of action section these section, or any rules or regulation or condition of any license or any order, any direction issued by the council or the federal agency or provincial agency, shall be punishable with the fine, which may be extended to 100,000 rupees, and in case of continued contravention or failure, with additional fine with extent to 1000 rupees for every day during which such contravention continues. In which there are multiple categories, uh, in which our act describe about our laws about it describe about the penalties if companies, if organizations are not following environmental laws, their implementation, and other regulation and conditions which is suggested by the federal agency or provincial agency. Okay, that was our topic about today lecture. We will discuss with next topic in next lecture. If you have any queries, you can ask me in class discussion, or either you can email me directly. Okay, class, thank you for your time, and see you in next lecture. Allah Hafiz.